I'm Lisa Camilleri, and my guest here today is Borja Golan from Spain. Borja, you joined PSA in 2002. You are the winner of 16 Spanish national titles. You have played in 212 events. You have been in 43 finals, and you have won 32 of those finals. Your highest world ranking was number 4. So thank you for joining me here, and welcome at Squash Alchemy.
Thank you. Thank you for the number 5.
Number 5. Well, there you go.
Thank you so much. One spot is so difficult to go up, so I'm happy with that.
Good. All right. So firstly, how did you get into squash?
I was lucky because my parents' house were only 300 meters from the squash club. It was a really small town, and I was very active kid, so my parents just try me, to find activities where I get tired, and I be better when I get home more tired. I only sleep. So yeah, I try squash with other sports like football, like soccer, like karate, swimming. And I think soccer and squash were the two sports that I most liked. And then, I was practicing these two sports from maybe 10 years until 15. And then I have to choose. And it was a difficult, choice, but finally I chose squash because it gave me the opportunity to travel far away to maybe around Spain, sometimes around Europe with only 14 or 15 years. So I was very lucky, and with soccer it was different. I only traveled maybe 20 kilometers around my house. I don't know. Also, it's individual sport, squash. So if you train hard and you do well, you can see the goal is there. I mean, sometimes in soccer, if you play very well, you can lose a match. It's not depends on yourself, So maybe squash is very, very entertaining. Maybe it was that.
So you say 15, you had to make that decision. So when you made that decision, what did that mean? Did you obviously did you stop playing soccer altogether and just go squash? And did your training change? Did you start training a lot more in squash?
Yeah, I mean, I was training in squash probably already like 3-4 times a week, but also I have 2 or 3 trainings in soccer plus the match in the weekends. So sometimes also if I have a tournament in my city in squash and I have to play also soccer, I could have 2 competitions in 2 different sports in the same weekend or maybe in the same day. So and the sports were different. I mean, soccer is different. You use different muscles. It's different sport to squash. I mean, it helped me because you can take things from soccer, like the power in the legs, like the coordination also. So it was good for me, but it was not possible. When you get to certain age, the trainings start to get more professional, and you have to focus in something if you want to improve more. So I just decided to choose squash. It was a difficult choice, but I think it was worth it.
Yeah, sure. And did you have a private coach at that stage?
Not private coach until our club have a coach that coach us, the some of the kids, but probably I have a coach which is Jesus Soto, which was the coach I have in my club in Squash Santiago, but probably until 17, 18, we trained sometimes, but it was not the club pay him, but it was not my coach, like only for me. He's training with me sometimes, but then when I moved to England, when I was 18, then is when I have a coach, a group of players. We have a coach. It was John Milton, and it's probably when I start training like a professional, like with 2 sessions a day, and after that, when I come back to Spain, I still having Jesus. He helped me a lot, and I have a coach, but I always like to train with a coach sometimes, but also do a lot of sessions by myself. I don't know. I enjoy that.
Okay. So you moved to England. Was that for squash when you were 18?
Yeah. I moved there for squash. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I tell to my parents that I go to improve my English and all that, but the main thing it was playing squash.
And how was that step? Like you said, you then had a proper base where you were training with people and stuff. Was that a big change in training environments for you?
Yeah, I think I was training quite hard in Spain, but I didn't have much structure there. I just trained, I did maybe not even have a program. I just trained hard, and I think it was good. But in England, everything was different. I mean, we have a very good group of players. We have maybe 4 or 5 players better than me, maybe another 2 or 3 of my level, another 2 or 3 less than my level. But I think I have good trainings every day, morning and afternoon, with good players. Also with John Milton, who is a great motivator, and he understands very well players coming from junior period to professional. He helped me a lot. He was like a second father for me. And also, I started playing PSA tournaments, who gave me also more level. And I was 1 year in England, and I think in that time I learned how a professional train. I know how hard you have to work if you want to improve, because I was training with players like Mark Challoner. He was top 10 in that time. Ronnie Durbat was around top 20. So I know how hard they have to work if you want to be a good player. So then when I came back to Spain, I knew what I have to do. But of course, you have to do it, and you have to do it every day.
Yeah. And was that quite overwhelming for you when you sort of realized you learnt, all right, this is what I need to do to train to be professional? Was that quite overwhelming, or did you take that challenge and go, I love this and this is what I want to do?
Yeah, I think I always love to train. It's one of the things that I love competition, but probably training I enjoy the same as competition, or sometimes even more. I don't mind to do the physical training. Maybe some people prefer be more on court, hitting more balls, doing more solo practice. They enjoy more. I think I enjoy also, but I think, of course, I enjoy playing matches because it's probably the most fun thing, playing squash matches. But I think the training, the physical training for me was really fun, because it's so many kind of trainings, and you have to push sometimes until your limits. I enjoy. I mean, of course, when I know I have a tough training, like, I don't know, 400 meters in the past, or a ghosting session really, really hard. At the start, it's tough mentally, because you say, oh, it will be very tough. I will be suffering. But then when you are in the middle of the training, I enjoy so much. So, and when you finish the training, it's a really nice feeling when you are in the shower, say, oh, I did a hard training, or maybe I did better than the day before. I improved a little bit. So I think every day when you go to train, you have to improve a bit better that training from the day before or from the week before, and always have a little challenge on your trainings to be motivated, I think.
Yeah, sure. When you turned pro, did you just focus in your sort of area, or did you start traveling around the world and playing different countries?
I think the main thing, it was prepare myself quite well, be quite fit to try to to compete well, because it was difficult. I mean, when you start playing PSA, you don't have many sponsors. I have by that time I have only the help of my federation, who helped me maybe to pay some, like for example, the trainings in England and my living in England, but the rest is by my pocket, and my parents couldn't help me. So I know if I don't do well from the start, I will struggling to keep playing. So I made sure I trained really hard and really well to have a decent level. And then, of course, I started in Switzerland. I made semis. Then 2 months later, I won my first super satellite in Italy, coming from the qualification. And then I won another 10 tournaments of 10 finals. So that means that I think I was well prepared, and I was very focusing. And of course, you can lose. I lost many matches, but at least you have to put all your effort to try to win that matches.
How do you best describe your playing style?
I don't know. I mean, I changed. It was not the same when I was 19 or 20 or 25 than, for example, the last 3 or 4 years. So I think at the start, I describe me like I say, maybe not the best technical player, but I was quite fast, quite fit. So in my first part of PSA career, I think I was a fit player, quite strong mentally. So many matches I win it because I was fitter than the other guys of my level, of course. I'm not talking about top 10 or top 20 guys by that time, but then I'm mainly because we play in plaster courts all the time, conventional courts, so it's a different game also. But then when I start to go up my ranking and I start to play more in glass courts and big tournaments, then of course I have to change my game. So start to be more aggressive with my attacking shots, start to use my speed not only to defend myself, also to attack the other player, and also use much more the strategy. For example, in the last, I don't know, 3-4 years, your physical aspects are not the best if you compare to other younger players. So you have to be more clever. You have to play more. Change your strategy. Not play only one game. Have to maybe have 2 or 3 plans. It depends of the match. You can use one or the other one. So for example, when I was 22, 23, I probably never play a lot. In if I count maybe 20 matches, maybe don't play even one lob. Now, if you see one of my matches, I can play 30 or 40 lobs in only one match. So it's different, and you learn with these years. You learn the sport more. It's a shame that I'm stopping now, and I know more now than 10 years ago. But it's life.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that. You've been on the tour since 2002. Have you had to adjust your style of play in any way?
I think the main thing, I remember talking to my coach, John Milton, when I was around top 20. I was maybe 24 years, 23, 24 years, and I was maybe for 2 years around top 20. And next step for me was to get to top 10. He just told me that I have to focus on use my speed, to attack more, because before I was more defensive, use my speed to counter-attack and use it more to be more aggressive on my attacking shots. And also I was working that summer with for the first time with a mental coach, and I have maybe 20 sessions with him, and it changed the perspective of when I was competing. It gave me, I don't know, more confidence when I was playing the important points of the match. Maybe I remember when I was in that position in the top 20, 25, I remember 10 matches. In the 5th game, I lost maybe 9. And the next year when I get to top 10, I won out of the 10 matches of 5 games, I won maybe 9. So the level was the same. It only changed. One player is losing 11-8 in the 5th or winning 11-8 on the 5th. I don't think the level is much difference. It's just little things on your head that can change these things. So maybe that.
Yeah. And so you hadn't done any mental really coaching before then?
Not really. No, never. I mean, in Spain, we didn't have the structure of other countries. Also, never have a physio. Or, of course, I was doing massage with my massage therapist of my club. But you have to look for all your, all the professionals, look for a coach, look for a physio, or look for like I say, look for this mental coach who helped me a lot. But it's not the federation is bringing you, here is the mental coach of the federation, you can work with him. No, you have to. And for a guy of 25, 24, sometimes you don't think on that. You only want to play squash, improve, train hard. But if you don't have one person is telling you, maybe you will need, to work with a mental coach, you never realized before. I think somebody told me about that because they told me, you are losing many matches, and I think it will be good if you work, and I take the advice.
Yeah, sure. And through your career so far, what match stands out in your memory from all the rest?
It's a difficult question because I play many matches and I have really tough ones. But if I have to choose one, it was not maybe the difficulty of the match because of the situation. I remember playing Simon Rosner in European teams. I played 21 Europeans, and we never make a medal. We never became to get a medal. Always we finished 5th, 6th, 7th, 10th, 12th, wherever. And that year it was the 3rd and 4th place against Germany. We always lost to Germany, and I was playing Rosner in a conventional court, which helped me, of course, because Rosner is better probably in the glass. I was 2-1 up, and I think 7-5 up in the fourth game, and suddenly I twist my knee. So I have to take 3 minutes out, and then I was 8-5 serving, but couldn't run with my right leg. And then I don't know how I do. I just play one ball. He make a mistake. Then I miss. I go for one side, I guess, and I was right, and I won the match. I think 11-8, and we finished third on that European. Of course, with the wins of my. And then after 1 week, I realized I have my ACL broke, like partially broke. So yeah, it was probably the hardest match in that conditions. I was happy because when you play for a team, I think in squash is even more. I don't know. When you win something for a team, I think it's even more special than when you do by yourself. So I will say that much.
Wow. Tell us about your off-season training. What elements do you strongly focus on?
I love to work a lot on my runnings, and a lot of circuit trainings, ghosting, weights, all that. At the moment, I stopped doing running that much because, it's a bit more tough for my knees, for my back. So I changed this a bit for my bike sessions, working. The main thing for me is, even if in the summer training, is work everything on intervals. I think when you are building yourself, like I said before, I was doing summer training since I was maybe 14 or 15 years because I enjoy so much with a group of players here in my town. And we focus a lot in the long runs or long bike sessions or working on the beach a lot, which I like. But then I think when you are already when you train a lot, many summers, I think when you have already your base, I think it's very important for me work on intervals the most of the time. Yeah. So imagine working on intervals on the bike or running or on circuit trainings or on when you do weights, because our sport is really fast and you have to use a lot of power and then recover, and you have to recover very quick to be again ready again. So I don't think it's very good to train long trainings with long rest and long periods of go, for example, 1 hour running. I don't think it's very helpful if you have already a base. So yeah, I will tell your juniors if they wanna improve yourself, of course they have to do long trainings and all that. But I think when you are 22, 23 and more than that, if you are fit, you have to work more in intervals, I think.
So, when you got that base fitness, how many sessions a week would have been the physical side of it?
In the summer, normally I used to do always like a session in the morning, physical session in the morning outside the court. And then in the afternoon, maybe a session on the court, like could be a match or a routines or a conditional games. When I was in England and that years I trained harder, maybe I did one squash session in the morning, followed by a circuit training, and then in the afternoon a squash session followed by a fitness session of 30 minutes running. So it was harder. So it depends of your age, of course. Now I have to take care of my body. I don't need to work that hard, but of course you have to still push him, but be more, clever and more quality than quantity.
Sure. From all the experiences that you've learnt and everything that you've been through junior, then through to your pro career, what advice would you give to a junior who wants to take squash on for their main sport? I
think is the thing. I think if you want to improve and enjoy, I think you have to, listen to your coaches first, because I think they have, they want the best for you. And sometimes in certain age, we think we know everything, but we have to listen and we have to learn from the people is in charge of us. I think we have to have confidence on them. I think this is my first advice. Then my second advice is, if you want to improve, you have to be a commitment. You have to know that things are not coming for free. You have to work well every day and give your 100% every day. Doesn't matter if one day you do 100% and then the second day you do 60%. Then when a match is coming, you cannot be at your 100% all the time because you will go up and down. But if you train all the time 100%, it's very probable that in your match you will be close to that 100% all the time. So my second advice is give everything in every training, not only once a week. I also see many players in juniors, for example, that they think that if they spend more time on core, they will be better. I don't think that's the difference. I think, like I say before, if you have 1 hour of squash, but you are 100% concentrate, paying attention to your coaches and give your best, I think is better than be 2 hours on court. Because the concentration is, you cannot be concentrate much time. You only, our brain can be concentrate for certain periods of time. So I think it's more important sometimes, like I say before, the quality than the quantity. And then I differentiate between some people, some players, mainly in juniors, or sometimes in adults, they want to take the sport like only for fun, which is very good. They want to play more matches, and this is perfect. So I tell to them that try to enjoy the sport. It's a great sport. Try to have fun. For the other ones that wants to improve and bit more, and they want to maybe be professionals or semi-professionals, of course they have to do other trainings that sometimes they don't like. Like I say before, maybe if you don't like to do ghosting, but you are not good in your fitness, you have to do ghosting at least once a week. Or if you are not good in, I don't know, stability, or in flexibility, you have to stretch 20 or 30 minutes per day, even if you don't like. So sometimes if you want to improve, you have to do things that you don't like. And I think with the years and with the trainings you are doing, you probably like these things that you don't like before. Sometimes we don't like things that we are not good in that ones, We like things that we are. If I'm very good with my volley and I can do 50 volleys in my right side, I love that training because I can do it. But if I am doing push-ups and I don't do more than 10, I don't like that training. But we have to like more that training because we are not good on that, So yeah.
Hard work pays off, and putting yourself out of your comfort zone. So like you said, if you don't enjoy something, it's probably a sign that you need improvement in that area. Thanks a lot for your time today. Some great advice, and just getting some knowledge and experiences from players like yourself that have been working hard and have done it on tour. So it's great to speak with you today.
Thanks, Lisa. I say hi to all your juniors and adults squash players.
Yeah, thank you very much, Borja.